Hello, and welcome to Dungeons and Dragons: The Darkened Wish, Season 2, Episode 3. The best weapon against an enemy is another enemy. Now, before we introduce our heroes here, I would just like the record to show we were discussing whether or not D'Artagnan is ever not cute, and the answer is no. He is literally, objectively, always doing it cute. He wanted me to count this down quickly because he thought that my professionalism would trump my desire to shower affection on him, and he was incorrect. But I, not being a monster, will come to him last so he can have a moment to stop blushing and collect himself before we do that introduction. So I will go in the order in which you are. Oh, you're turning the color of your shirt. I love you so much, man. We will start up top with Aki.
Hi, everybody. I'm Aki, and I play Kerrin and Karrin, your Wood Elf clerics.
We established I'm just incapable of saying your name. I can say Aki. I'm capable of it. It's just, again, there's a Caribbean fruit called Aki that I eat all the time. That's just what my brain. Yeah, right. Layers. Hashtag layers. We'll jump down here to the bottom. Alcuin.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Alcuin Gersh, and I'm playing Rayonde, the Dragonborn monk.
And Sam.
I'm Sam Leve. I'm your swashbuckler knave, Aiden, and I co-sign everything Dave said right there at the top.
9 out of 10 Sams approve. And that 10th Sam must be blind. Or just a jerk. May. You are remuted. I think you're hardware and software muted.
I did it to myself. Hello there, I'm Mayleigh Damage, and I play Helene.
And last but certainly not least, D'Artagnan.
Hello, I'm D'Artagnan Mattaliano, and I play Xander. And goodbye.
We missed you last week. There was a buildup of affection. Like normally it would have come across evenly, but again, we told everybody you were out for something good. But welcome back. As independent content creators, we rely both on your generosity in the form of bits and tips, but also by supporting our sponsors that make this show possible. First and foremost, Q Times. Thank you for having us, even though you are gazing upon us on twitch.tv/D&D. It is the Q Times studio and infrastructure and producers that make this possible, and they're doing dope stuff probably 7 days a week. Actually, probably 7 days a week by now. Because I'm like, maybe not Sunday. Then I was like, wait, I'm on Sunday. So yeah, probably 7 days a week. But check them out, twitch.tv/QTimes. And of course, D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond's the official digital tool set of Dungeons and Dragons and has everything you need, including the books, the character sheets. The new player app is out. Now that the new app is out, I think we can admit that the old app was a substandard experience for players. The new one is much, 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 much better. And they also changed the interface on the site too, which is also nice. So they have dice, the Wildmount book, Therios. When Rime of the Frost Maiden comes out, it will be up there first. So, of course, visit dndbeyond.com to find out more. Dogmite Games, makers of my beloved Dungeon Master screen, which I long to hearken onto once again. But they have a ton of custom screens, over 30 different ones you can get to customize to be exactly what you want. I have a dope one for D&D and one for Vampire. So they can make whatever you need. Level Up Dice. I reached and I do not have my Level Up. Oh, wait, no, that's not them. Look at that. I missed my moment, but I have a bag that says Level Up Dice on them there. Again, makers of fine luxury dice and accoutrement. And I hear somebody's dice rattling right now. That's beautiful. It's like it's Pavlovian. It's Pavlovian. Thank you.
I can't get my mute right today. I'm so sorry. I think I'm muted and I'm not.
But it was perfect timing though, because it really is like dice ASMR, where you're like, yeah.
Bob Ross of dice rolling. You're welcome.
Happy little crits, right? And last but certainly not least, Games for Love, which is a 501c3 kindness-oriented charity, aims at reducing the suffering of children. Every $10 donated directly impacts the lives of 2 children. So visit gamesforlove.org to find out more. Beyond that, D'Artagnan Mattaliano is a beautiful man, and we're blessed to have him. And on with our story. boobs and butts. Hello and welcome back. When last we met our heroes, they had left the city of Waterdeep when Ilaria, the priestess of Tamora, who was stationed at the Yawning Portal, healing adventurers and would-be adventurers in exchange for donations to the temple, had asked our heroes if they would just take a quick peek at her hometown. She'd been writing and her letters weren't coming back. Normally her mother and her grandfather would both respond to her. They had stopped, and she assured them that it probably was something simple, like maybe a bridge was out or something, which is why they hadn't called or written. But maybe please just go take a look. You had rented horses, those of which you had named all of your horses, so hopefully you remember their names, to make the trip. And along the way, Helene was set upon by a new, very best friend, a gray render, which had imprinted on her, which is basically like a large hairless bear with rows of eyes like of spiders. She did name him Peter, I believe. Did we name him Peter?
Peter Parkour was his name, yes.
Peter Parkour, the gray render, who loves snuggles, by the way. On their way to the town. Soon after they arrived, our rogue boy, Alcuin, immediately went and checked the constable's office, where he found two wrongfully accused, surely, brigands that had been locked up. Astenor, an elf, and Calliope, a strangely angelic woman, who, after some conversation, admitted that maybe after fleeing Skullport with the recent troubles with the Mind Flayers, had come to this town and set up camp because it was a nice town. But the townspeople had prayed for deliverance from the wrath of these brigands, and something had answered their prayers. Helene, through a fantastic stealth roll, is still moving around freely, but Karrin and Kerrin and Rayonde and now Aiden and these two would-be rogues are pinned down in the middle of town as they've been confronted by the Master's creature, which was a towering monstrosity known as a bone claw, which some excellent investigative roles had revealed essentially to be a failed lich. The people of the town seem overjoyed and happy. You all had seen people who had been mind controlled before. They don't seem to be, when they talk, they don't all talk in unison or things like what the Mind Flayers had done. But they did look dirty and haggard, as if they probably haven't been eating quite enough or haven't been sleeping quite enough. Two members of the town had essentially been doing all the talking before, a wizened old man and an older woman that bore a striking resemblance to Ilaria. And when you all said that she should come in, or they said to you that Ilaria should just come and join us, and that all of you were free to go. And if you didn't want to join, no problem. You're all free to go, except Aiden. He's got to stay. Karrin, I believe, or perhaps their sibling, Kerrin, had messaged Helene to go and get the gray render because apparently something terrible was about to happen. And we will pick up with Helene still stealthed, at least to the best of your knowledge, skittering out of town to go and recover the creature that you left happily digging up trees on the outskirts of town.
Do I see him?
Give me a perception check.
Ooh, it's a 6. I don't know what my modifier is, but it's probably not great.
For Helene, I have
Yeah,
your
that's a
you do.
0.
Yep. So a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No idea, Helene. I'm like,
The
around here
missing?
somewhere. It's as you're running through the woods, you're having trouble locating him. You see a couple of uprooted trees that you think are probably his doing, because you saw him uproot a tree before and just sit down and just kind of start chewing on it happily. And off in the distance, you hear
Helene's gonna whistle.
Xander,
Yes.
you find yourself pinned against a tree with this horrifying 1,200-pound monster in front of you, snapping and slathering, a sword in hand, and you hear a loud whistle, which you recognize as Helene. As White Sails, you all have a system of notification whistles. You know her voice when you hear it.
Okay. Perfect. So I'm just gonna like hold my sword against this beast. And, back in, Helene, can you help me with this, please?
I'm trying. And she'll whistle again and yell, "Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?"
Why are you whistling?
When you hear Xander's voice, you have an idea of the direction to go. Xander, you see, again, this creature's got rows of eyes on both sides. Half of them rotate clearly in the direction of the whistle and seem to light up with love, but the other half are still looking at you with like a mean eyebrow. Damn.
Love and hate.
Yeah. And again, it's the size of a grizzly bear. It's huge.
Yeah.
And it just like paws at the ground angrily. Like,
I'm just gonna kind of push the sword against it and not get mauled to death by this creature.
it stands up on its hind legs and swipes at you, missing by a mile, Xander, but just absolutely splintering the tree. And Helene, you hear this.
I'm gonna run as fast as I can over there.
As Xander, you see this like batch of red hair coming up over the horizon. It starts to slowly throw it in reverse, and it like turns and looks at her and charges in her direction.
I want to just like run in front of her as fast as I can.
Yeah. Give me your athletics. Let's see if you can get there before it.
All right, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Helene just braces for impact.
It is a.
I got an 18.
It got a 19, Xander. And
Yeah. Well,
you like, like Helene, you see he's trying to get there to save you. And at the very last second, as this thing is like looking at you with 4 of its eyes, Xander, it just swings its like sledgehammer like head and knocks you to the ground. And then proceeds to immediately knock you down as well, Helene, but this time stands over you very protectively, looking at Xander.
Thanks, buddy. You just hear from underneath him.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So we found this guy, and you could kind of see Helene trying to like kind of stick her head and her hair out from under to like talk to you. He's a gray render apparently, and they like one person. And it was apparently my lucky day when he went running by earlier today. So I have a new friend, although he doesn't seem partial to really anyone else. And my horse is terrified of him, but that's all right because now I just, just like he's my new horse. He's my new buddy.
Okay.
Xander,
Okay.
you had been sent on an officer's training assessment. Where you basically had to go on a short mission with some other recruits just to be observed, to see if you were a candidate for officer school or not. And when you came back, you sort of poked around a little bit at the yawning portal, and a couple of people told you that your friends were heading towards Crestholm.
Yeah.
It is not a very long trip, which is why you just missed them apparently when they left town, and are catching up with them now.
Again, Helene, why do you have a demon over you? Just
because I was not prepared to turn down a combat pet, but so there's people back in the village though. The rest of everybody else, they're back there, and there's something not good also back there. So I was coming back to grab Peter Parkour, which by the way, that's his name because he does.
okay. slow down for just a few seconds. What is going on?
Right when you say that, you hear a woman's voice echo like she was speaking through a loudspeaker. Praise be to the master and his infinite wisdom. And she continues saying something else, but when the gray render hears this, it growls much louder, making it harder to make out what she's saying. Like, you get that she's talking, but not what else she's saying.
Okay. Did you hear that?
A little bit, but it seems like Peter here didn't like it too much, which isn't a good sign. You know, they say animals and natural creatures, like, they get vibes off of things. So I'm assuming this can't be good.
So okay. So what's going on though? I heard you guys were fighting a lich or something like that.
Kind of a failed one, at least that we know of. That's something I heard. I was over there stealth for most of the time. Aiden went off somewhere, but yeah, we came here to look to do a welfare check. Someone back at the village sent us here. They'd been writing letters and didn't hear anything back. Alaria, I believe, was her name. But okay. So we came to look for her family, and failed lich happened. So that's where we are now.
Okay, so we hunting down the real lich then?
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, I think there might be, where there's a field lich, there might be a real lich. Although the villagers don't look like they're mind controlled or anything. They just look very tired and hungry.
I don't know. I don't trust it. I think we should probably look for, I guess, clues on finding out where this lich is, because it seems kind of weird that, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird for me.
I think that what we should do is you should go ahead towards the others. And I'll stay back with this guy just so that we don't, blow your cover. You might have a better chance at a stealth to get to them than, be sneaky without, big growling.
So we don't trust the villagers at all?
I don't know. I haven't really talked to them. I was trying to stay as quiet as possible so that, if this needed to happen, it could happen without
making it. I'll make my way over there. I'll try to be quiet. I would like to make my way over there quietly.
Give me stealth.
All right, I thought so.
The moment you take a step even away from her, it's
I'm going to scratch its ear.
Yes.
And you sort of scramble out from under it, Helene, right before it just sort of plops its full bulk down. And again, its gargantuan head just sort of lands in your lap. But still, mean eyes on you, Xander. Like, happy eyes up at Helene.
All right, yep. So I have a wonderful roll. It's a 3. So how Aiden, do I make my way over there?
Aiden, this woman is talking, and she's, yes, you all may go, except for you. Which again, Rayonde, Karrin, and Kerrin, you were not even completely clear that Aiden was even there before this woman very clearly pointed him out. And as all of you rotate, you see Xander sneaky walking through the woods at the edge of town. Really?
What are you doing?
Don't make eye contact.
Xander, the town is essentially one long road with a couple of nice idyllic houses sort of built along this like essentially rectangular town. There's not a wall at either end of it. The architecture, for our purposes, would seem it's almost like a Swiss chalet, like a mountain town. Like the buildings are like pretty nice pastel colors, wooden shutters and things. It doesn't seem very heavily defended because, again, it's so close to Waterdeep. It's at least theoretically under the umbrella of its protection. And you see the scene where, again, there is Aiden and 2 individuals you don't recognize, an elf and an oddly angelic seeming woman. Like, even as she's standing there, like her hair like floats slightly. Like there's just like something unnerving about her as she stands. A little further ahead, you do see Rayonde and Karrin and Kerrin all looking right at you, with only Rayonde trying to be like, don't look at him. You also can see that Kerrin has managed to avert their eyes, but Karrin is doing a very bad job of looking away from when they see you approaching. And
Can I also be rolling from like box to box?
right, yeah, no, it's you've got a cardboard box, and every once in a while there's an exclamation mark, and you stop. And then you walk a little further. At the far end of town, and out of each door, the doors and windows of all of these buildings have opened, so you can see all the townspeople, and they're all standing and like smiling and look very happy. And at the far end of town, you see an 8-foot monstrosity. It is tall and emaciated with impossibly long claws and a skull sitting there, and hanging out of the windows of some of the buildings are 6 people that have been hung and are clearly dead. And next to this monster are 2 smiling townsfolk, an old wizened man and a middle-aged looking woman, who also are standing there looking very pleased. And the woman is clearly pointing at Aiden.
Okay. Where am I again? Am I behind them?
The other end, away from the monster. So let's we'll say the south end of town is where you've approached. The monster is at the north end of town.
Fantastic. Can I sneaky walk my way through, or more, I guess, Assassin's Creed walk through the crowd?
I mean, not so far.
Well, can I make my way that way sneakily?
Mm-hmm. You see him creeping along terribly, Aiden.
Frankly, unprofessional, but we don't need to talk about that here. We talk about that among ourselves later. If I survive, we don't need to think about that.
The angelic looking woman that you know as Calliope does lean over and say, "Is that one with you?"
I think that Kerrin has been very slowly edging themselves closer to Aiden, and kind of interposing themselves between Aiden and these villagers. Just
real subtle.
real subtly. They're tiny and they can probably be broken in half like a twig, but if the people want Aiden, they have to go through them.
Aiden, you very much see them sort of blocking for you.
Which is appreciated, but clearly my role right now is to weirdly draw as much attention. Like, I guess stealth, but the other thing? Where everybody sees you?
Reverse stealth.
Reverse stealth. Yeah, that's you know what? That's what it is. So I'm gonna reverse stealth and trust that my companions are gonna make their move and hopefully make their get away. But if they're paying attention to me, that means other people can do other things. So I will saunter just very relaxedly up in such a direction as these unnaturally happy, smiley people.
And as Aiden walks past Kerrin's just going to be like,
what does Rayonde do as you see your friend sort of like striding forward?
Well, I've got to loosen up a bit. So, rolling up my sleeves, doing some lunges and some stretches. You know what's next. You know what's happening next. Got to make sure I'm in the waist. That I'm just. You got to stretch before you fight.
Yeah. No, it's you clearly sort of like, yeah, all right, I know what this is. The old man speaks up a little bit, not using message to talk to you person, but speaking out loud. No, friends, it is not necessary that violence take place. All you need to do is surrender to the master, but I assure you, you will be very happy.
No. We carefully considered your offer and we refuse.
When you say that, he just goes, "Oh dear," and he does look disappointed. And she's younger than him, but still much older than you all. She's old enough to be any one of your mothers. Leans over and puts a hand on his shoulder. And she says, "Is that the answer for all of you?" Well, avert your eyes, everyone. The master must be appeased. And you see the bone claw starts walking forward, and all of you roll initiative. Oops. What I started
The real question is, do they see me?
as far as you know, you're a ghost, Xander.
I would like to say that Helene has probably started heading their way by now.
Okay.
But I would like to know if there's a way to go around the town, like because you said it was like a strip of
Mhm.
like houses and shops. So is there like a more wildernessy way that I could like get on the back of Peter and we can kind of ride around and come up from behind whatever this big giant creature is?
You can give me a nature check to see how quickly you make your way through there. I, being kind, know you have ranks in nature and not in survival.
Ooh. I'm so bad at math. 17 plus 8.
That is 25.
I got it.
It's gonna take you about a round because figuring out which way to go is not the hard part. Convincing Peter Parkour to do it is the hard part. Because he very clearly every once in a while stops to rip up a tree or just smashes a flower pot because he feels like it. Like it is like a toddler on PCP mixed with a pit bull. It varies.
Can I roll to see if I like have any like snacks or anything on me that I like think that he might eat?
You can give me another nature check, but you've had a few minutes to observe him here to see what he might be into.
Oh no, that's a natural one. I have no idea.
Just you're like, this thing would love corned beef and hash. If I just had a minute to put together some corned beef and hash,
Mm.
but I don't though.
I'm still, since he likes to eat sticks, I'm gonna try and find like a nice juicy stick and kind of dangle it in front of his face to try and get him running in the direction that I want. I'm gonna do that old trick.
You realize that when you dangle the stick and you start moving, it's like half of his eyes are on you and half are on the stick. It's like basically as long as you're moving, he's moving. And so if you run too fast, he tackles you. But if you just sort of like walk, he kind of comes after you. Yep. So yeah, that was a very high nature check. You'll spend the first round moving, but then the next round you will be on the far side. So give me everyone's initiative. Oop, hold on a second. I'm messing myself up. This will work. Yeah, so Rayonde initiative.
16.
And the twins.
8. Sorry, not 8, 7. Just real nice, good number there.
Aiden,
14.
you've all successfully rolled to disbelieve. Helene,
I did not roll because I wasn't there yet, but I will roll right now.
but still roll because it will still resolve, what you do,
13 plus 11, so 24.
Okay. She is a wizard of action. Okay, and ooh.
Did we get Xander's initiative?
And Xander, initiative also, please.
Did sound super quiet to me, but I got a natural 20. If you can hear me. So I'm super sneaky. No one can see me. That's why I got the 20.
Hashtag
You are
bars.
definitely super
Yeah.
sneaky. No, just you're so sneaky, darling. So sneaky.
All right. As this thing starts coming forward, you all notice all over the ground a strange green ooze starts to appear. It's just like thick and gross, almost like somebody like somebody used the outdoors as a handkerchief. It is nasty.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Xander, it is your turn.
Haha. All right. So, am I still super sneaky? They don't see me yet?
Again, as far as you know,
Perfect. How close is that golem? You said it was like a flesh golem thing, or is this a skeleton?
it is a bone claw.
Bone claw.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the closest danger, or are the creepy villagers also doing weird things?
Well, the creepy, when she says everybody should go back into your homes, you do see a lot of them start like sort of closing the doors and things, and they're unarmed. I mean, they don't look like they're gonna hurt anybody.
So take no chances anymore, right?
I mean, I get it. I understand. You've had a hard life. Yep.
Okay, well then I would like to attack the bone golem.
You would not be close enough to attack it with your
have a
sword
biscuit.
yet, but you could shoot it with an arrow.
Okay. What is close enough for me to attack with a sword?
Nothing. Right now, your only hostile is the bone golem.
I just throw
Because
this.
you were at the other end of town, so you're coming this way and it's coming this way.
Okay,
With
and it's
everyone else basically in the middle.
how far away it was.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
It's within bow range.
It's within bone range. I'm down.
I mean, giggity. Bow range.
Then I would like to draw my crossbow and
Mhm.
I would, I guess, shoot my shot.
All right, roll it.
Ooh, that does not look good. Okay, so I get attacked 3 times. The first one was a 4, so
Mhm.
that's probably not good. And then
Wide.
20 and a 25.
A natural or dirty 20?
1 natural, yes. No,
All right.
that's not. Excuse me.
Nope.
I lied to you.
You all
that's
hear
unnatural.
the ka-chow and a bolt just shatters someone's window, and you hear them like the villagers scream and hit the deck, and then 2 more that come straight out. So that was a 20 and a 25, you say?
Yes. And that's 1d8 damage per bolt.
All right, that is enough to hit it.
Ka-cha.
Mhm.
I revel in my accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Tell me how much the damage is.
16, right?
16. Okay. Give me a dex save.
Ah, biscuits. All right. A 15? Will that do?
Xander, you get shot in the back by something, just like, and you feel yourself slow down. It is like you are stuck neck deep in mud. Like it is hard to think, it is hard to act. You, good sir, your speed is halved. You cannot take any reactions, and you can do an action or a bonus action. And as you find yourself in this slimy green grease that is all over the ground, it is very, very difficult to move.
Am I in slow motion? Like I'm speaking in slow motion?
Mm-hmm. If you said anything, yeah. Mm-hmm. All of you can give me a perception check to see. Helene, you would have been on the other side of a house, so you wouldn't have noticed. But you can give me perception to see if any of you noticed the flash of him getting shot.
16.
16. Was that 24, Aiden?
Yes.
You saw the flash, but you don't necessarily know where it came from. Like Xander's like ka-cha, ka-cha, ka-cha. And you see him sort of slowly lowering the crossbow and coming forward in a dramatically slow manner. Aiden, Give
Yep.
me a con save.
Yeah, I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, that's an 18 on a die. Plus that's 19. Hey, check me out. Surprised you, didn't
Hey,
I?
it's you never fail me, my roguey boy.
Until I
Uh,
do.
there is another flash, and a beam comes out of the attic of one of the nearby houses and hits you. Like boom! But you feel like you're okay though. You're not quite sure what it was,
But now it's
and
spotted them.
at least you know where it came from. You didn't see the source of it. You saw where it originated from. Yes.
All right.
Okay. And then it is Helene's turn. This round you'll be heading over, and next round you'll be in position. And it is the Bone Claw's turn. What is your AC, Aiden?
Really have to ask me that kind of rude question. You can't just ask a man what his AC is. It's
I
16.
mean, it is brutish. It is brutish. I know.
It is. It is. Discourteous. Yeah, 16.
Okay. As it comes forward, it just opens its mouth and says, Aiden,
Yeah.
Xander, not Xander, Aiden, Rayonde, and Kerrin had stayed put when Karrin moved to stand near him, correct? Or I have that exactly reversed. Kerrin went over and Karrin stayed put.
Kerrin went over to try and protect Aiden, and Karrin was next to Rayonde. So yes.
Give me a con save.
Showa.
But I just had a good one. I'm not gonna get a good one twice, B Dave.
That's a 3.
Okay.
11.
All right. And Rayonde?
What was I making it save for? Is that it's a con?
Con save. Yep, con.
That is an 11 for me.
Sorry, not a 3, an 8, though not much better.
All of you, it comes walking forward and just goes, and the swirling shadows around it go down into the ground and come out of the ground and stab into you, and you feel like it is draining the life out of you for 34 points of damage. Like it is draining the very life out of you, and it just sort of stands there like and you get a split second of insight into why these people might look so tired and haggard all of a sudden. And it is Rayonde's turn.
So that just came from the bone claw or from this other?
From the
Okay.
Bone Claw. Like the Bone Claw has this like swirling mass of shadows that looks almost like robes, and it down into the ground, but comes up under each of you. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I am going to pull out my bow and take 2 shots at the bone claw. So that's not great. All right. So that one is a 14 and the other is a 12.
You see your arrows fly straight towards it, and these swirling shadows just like bat them away as it just still is standing there like
All right. I'm going to stash my bow then and do sharpen the blade on my sword as a bonus action. And then that's it.
okay. All right. And then it is Helene. While you are riding over, hold on a second here. Oh, we'll let fate decide. Nope, that's the wrong die. Helene, give me a dex save.
$21.
Helene, as you are running along from this thing, you see on the back door of one of the houses an eye opens and looks right at you. And you see like a blast of energy comes out, which you duck under, but still burns you for 22 points of damage. Like, and when the gray render sees this, Peter Parkour, it turns straight towards the door and smashes through the back of the house where the eye was. You hear people screaming inside as, as it like starts rampaging through this house.
I'm gonna whistle for it again.
You can give me animal handling.
Do I have any bonus to that?
I don't know.
I do not. So it's 17.
Let's see. It does come back out a second later, like covered in what looks like down feathers and things from just something it just like ripped to pieces, and it's like.
Do I have the ability to do anything else this round, or was
No, it is not your turn. That was just your save against an attack on you, basically.
Oh, okay, got you.
Right. All right, then, Aiden, it is your turn.
Yeah, all right, good. Reverse stealth time is over. It's done. I did not like how it felt, and I don't want to do it again. I'm gonna move away from this, sir.
You realize your speed is halved because as you put a boot back, as sure-footed as you are, the ground is slick with whatever this is that is all over it.
I don't like it, and I don't appreciate it. All right. Is there a good spot to hide up within 15 feet then? Because I think that's what we're working with right now.
Give me acrobatics to see if you could sort of get into one of the doors of these nearby houses. Because she said go back inside, but not everybody did.
Yeah, good for it.
Yeah.
That's 22.
I would say you would be able to get to one, and then it'd be a second roll to hide, unless you're doing the hide action, of course.
I am doing the hide action, yes.
Yeah. You're
so
a
that way I can attack. Yeah.
Little bit of a baby deer, but you sort of like get over there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You
Don't
kind
like it, don't appreciate it. Don't like it. Don't appreciate it.
of.
And I'd like to shoot my shot for that window that I spotted.
Where the beam came from?
Yeah.
Okay, roll it. You will roll with disadvantage because you don't see what's in it. You're just like something there-ish. So pew, 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 pew.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll be good for that. That's fine.
After Aiden, it will be the twins, by the way, if you want to have on deck.
All right. That's... Do we like 18?
18, even with disadvantage. You lethal boy.
No, I'm hiding, so it's from stealth, so it'd be advantage.
Hey, so it's just an even, right?
Yeah, even roll.
How do you attack?
With my bow and charismatically, just like I just look very cool.
Yep.
If that's the how. That was the how you were looking for, right? I knew it was.
It was implied,
Okay.
it was assumed, but I just want to make sure. Aiden, you sort of like just comes out of it loud enough for everyone to hear it. So roll damage.
Yep.
You feel like you hit something, but it's hard to know what. And anything that attacks you has disadvantage because you're hidden, correct?
39. No, unfortunately, because I stealthed then attacked, that breaks the stealth, so they won't have disadvantage in against me. But
Got it.
It enabled
Uh,
me to have that sneak attack for a cool 39 damage.
That is the cool 39. All right. Hold on. I hit the wrong button and I'm not helping myself. Okay.
Ah, I've heard that.
Mhm. You, Aiden, a second later, you hear, how dare you? How dare you? Give me a strength save. Aiden.
Oh, you're really working to my strengths today, friend.
What sort of monster would attack your weak points?
Mm. Uh, mm. Mm. You know what? Maybe I'm feeling lucky. I'm gonna use a point of luck.
Now might be a good time for it.
Yeah, cool. That's better. So that gets oh good. I don't have a negative modifier. In that case, it's still 17.
Aiden, you feel something grab you and start pulling you forward, like yanking you out of the house. And you sort of are like, just hold on. It's sort of like arms in a doorway, kind of grab a couch type thing.
Yeah.
and you're able to resist it, but it's like something is like pulling you forward.
No, thank you.
Yep. Karrin and Kerrin.
So Kerrin, I believe, is probably going to rush forward and grab their sibling's hand and put another hand up. And in their most commanding voice, they're going to say to the Bone Claw, "Stop!" and to cast command. That is a wisdom save.
Give me just a straight wisdom check. Whatever your wisdom modifier is. No, you think this is an excellent idea. You're like, stop. And it just goes, but does not seem motivated by this. Okay.
Great. That's my action.
I was gonna roll to see if you knew a thing, but you did not know that thing. You see the two that were with Aiden are gone. Aiden started doing something, and you just like look back, and they're just not there. It's like that comes back around to the top. Xander.
Haha.
You
Is
are
anything? Yeah. Is anything 15 feet, I guess, in front of me? Since that's how it works, yeah.
For your sword, your reach is 5 with your sword. Oh, but you mean 15 feet with your movement?
Can I move with my feet?
You I would say, well, actually, believe it or not, you're like double slowed because it's tough terrain, which cuts your movement in half, and then your movement is cut in half because you're slowed.
You can't just make up words like that.
You are, but that's how it works, though. You are like extra slow right now.
So I can, okay.
You get you with your crossbow, but I would say by next round you would be within range to attack with your.
I guess I do a shuffle step and then.
Literally, no, you're like Fred Flintstone bowling right now. With the walking. Yep.
All right, cool. Let me do that then.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw it in my head. I'm sorry. It's too funny to me.
Still works though. Yep.
All right, so I got. Oh man. So I'm firing these bolts quick as lightning. And I have a 6, 15, and 11. I don't know if any of those.
Let me just check one thing.
I feel like since I'm slower, it'd be
6,
more
15, and you would think that, but no, because your brain is like go 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 go, but your brain's like
things aren't working out for me.
And it's almost like the crossbow bolts are coming in, and it's just like. but
starts moving and
yeah, it is openly mocking you.
All taking it away.
It is openly mocking you.
Just Matrix out of the way.
Was that Karrin or Kerrin that gave the stop command.
I want to say Karrin.
Kerrin, give me a deck save.
Showa. Because we're doing
Mm-hmm.
so well on our rolls over here today.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag this is fine.
10.
You all see out of the window that Aiden shot in, a gray beam comes out and just slams into their chest. And you see gray rock start forming on their chest. Like as they are being petrified. And then hold on a second. Aiden.
Everything's fine.
Yeah. Yep, super fine.
Yeah.
Aiden, give me a wisdom save. Because you're still feeling pulled, but
Okay. Cool. Let's do this. Notoriously
I believe in
wise,
you.
Aiden.
I believe in you. That's what they
Yeah.
call you in all the pubs.
Aiden the Wise. That's what they call me.
Aiden the Wise.
Oh,
Everyone knows.
That's a 5. That's a big 5.
Aiden, you're
Yeah.
like, in a purplish mist just appears all around you. And you're like, and you all see Aiden just collapses in the doorway of this, hits the floor. It is now Helene's turn. Helene, you have emerged around the far side of the buildings. And as you come around, you see the old man and the woman that are just still watching this. And the bone claw is a few feet ahead. And you see this greenish goo all over the place. I will say you've arrived soon enough that you see the purple mist drop Aiden, but you don't see its source. You can see the bone claw, and you can see one of the twins is like clearly panicking. Is like rock is starting to like come up over them.
How close are my friends to all the bad guys? Like, if I cast Cloud Kill, will they be caught up in that friendly fire?
Yeah, they'd get cloud killed as well. They'd get cloud killed.
I'm gonna. Can I?
You got some single target options, but any AOE stuff is going to catch some friendlies.
Darn. I would like to
rage.
Yeah, that. No, you know what? I'm gonna cast Fly on Peter and myself so that we can be a little bit more swish in getting out of the way, and also because I think Peter having the ability to fly is just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it very much goes for the ground as you're pulling it up again. And is it your intention to try and move in or just kind of hang near the edge?
If I can kind of toss a stick in direction, like fetch at one of the enemies so that like Peter will go after it and maybe attack them, I would like to do that.
You do, and he turns his head and like does start like floating in that direction. Yeah. Are you riding him, flying next to him? Are you kind of staying put and just trying to get him over there?
I'm gonna stay put because whichever one he ends up going for, if he attacks, I'm gonna try and then hit the another one with a lightning bolt next round, or this round if I still have the ability, which I don't think I do.
Yeah, nope. You would have to do it now. Nope. Okay. It. See. Ooh. Kerrin. Is Karrin that is currently becoming paralyzed, right?
No, I believe you said it was Karrin because Karrin was the one who
I
cast.
appreciate that I fall for my own gag, honestly. Yes. I did say that it was it is the one who is not currently being petrified. What is their AC?
They have an AC of 16.
You all see this creature just looks at them and just goes and like the claws on both hands shoot out and go through their shoulders for 20 and 20 points of damage, so 40 total.
Oh shit.
And give me an athletics check.
Oh shit, you guys.
I believe in you. And oh yeah. And then
Okay. I rolled a 17 minus 1, so 16.
you do take the damage and you feel it starts to lift you off of your feet and you like slide backwards kind of off of these cruel barbs and it looks at you and just goes this
And
hideous like choking laughing sound
yeah, and
coming
Karrin
out when it sees you like wincing and in pain it's like
no, Karrin just coughs up some blood. Like a big gout of blood.
this is the first real sign that you all have gotten that this thing, even though it looks like it's all out of it, is still clearly intelligent. Something in it enjoyed inflicting that pain. Now it is Rayonde's turn.
How far am I from the bone claw?
You would need to move closer to it to be able to melee it.
Like how many feet am I? Because I have a 50-foot base walking speed. Can I get to it
You
using my
also
normal
are
movement?
you're at about half speed because of the goo. And like, do you have any monk thing that allows you to ignore difficult terrain? Because the goo is made
No.
of difficult terrain. That's the yeah. You could get to it in 25 feet though.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to run up to it, and then I'm going to attack it. I can attack it multiple times, but I'm going to start with my first one.
When you move up to it, Rayonde, as it's laughing, it just whips its head around and its claws shoot out at you impossibly fast.
Okay.
What is your AC?
17.
It got a natural 20. So, Rayonde, its claws jam, and you all see these like all four of them go through Rayonde for 40 points of damage. And then the second hand grabs you for 20 points of damage. And you give me an athletics check.
Well, I'm unconscious at this point. If it just
Ooh.
did 60, if it just did 60 points of damage to me, then I'm out.
It did. So you all see Rayonde comes in and draws his sword and it just and pick him up off the ground. And when it is holding him there, you all hear it's not necessary for you to die today. I'm willing to negotiate your surrender. And the voice is coming from the window. As Aiden is unconscious, Rayonde is being held aloft. One of the twins is grievously injured, and the other one is being petrified. And Xander is slowed.
What do you want? I'm sorry, it's a very serious moment, but I'm slow at the same time. I don't know how to perform.
Kerrin, whose chest is turning to stone, sees their twin on the ground, and kind of like hears Xander and goes, "What do you want?"
Kerrin, give me another dex save.
Showa.
Actually, you can roll it, but you don't. Well, you do roll it.
Well, this is the thing. Kerrin is the one that got the life sucked out of them first, and then petrified. So they're at 41 right now.
Right.
And then Karrin got all kinds of stabbed and is at 35 right now. So
right, this is Kerrin, the one with the petrification.
Yes.
Give me another dex save.
Okay, that is going to be a 21.
You Oh, hold on a second here. You have to roll with disadvantage.
Great. That is an 11.
You will be able to act. Talking is a free action. So this is technically happening before your turn. But at the end of this turn, you will turn to stone.
Great.
When you were saying, what do you want? You hear, I just want to serve the master, which is what you should want too.
You said I could still act.
Oh yeah. At the end of your turn. So you can do anything, but the petrification will take you at the end of the turn.
Cool. And it is my turn, right?
Yeah.
Can I cast a spell magic on this petrification thing?
Give me a wisdom check.
Jeez Louise, Dice, what are you doing to me? Okay, that's only a 12.
You're not sure.
Well, I've wasted one spell slot already. What's another one? I'm gonna cast
Is Kerrin down completely?
Karrin's at 35.
Okay, all right, got it.
And Kerrin's at 41. So
one other wisdom save.
okay. No better. That's it's slightly better. It's 8 plus 6 is 14.
Do you possess the sleep spell?
I don't have it learned right now, no.
I mean, but is it in your book as something you can do?
Let me see. Derp. It's very hot in my room. I'm not least because I'm in it, but do not see sleep here as one I can use. No.
All right. Nope. You go for it. You give it a shot.
Sure. All right. Dispel magic. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell at 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell at 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spell casting ability. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try and cast this.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give you, since you are a healer and this is what you do, Dispel magic would not do it for what's happening to you.
Great. Wonderful. Then I don't know exactly what to freaking do. Except maybe just magic missile the shit out of this damn monster that's trying to hurt my friends.
The one that you can see or the one that you can't see?
The one I can see.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, magic missile would hit. You know enough about the location of the second creature. Look at that. We've AoE stunned Sam out of existence.
Well, then
the whole point of magic missile is magic missile won't miss. That's
then I'm gonna cast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast. Oh gosh, this is ridiculous. I'm
You
gonna cast
also
magic missile at.
Well, I would just like to insert one thing. You also theoretically could heal Rayonde and wake him up.
I could. Oh shit! Fucking Christ. Okay. Karrin, who's on the ground next to Rayonde, is gonna reach up their hand, and actually, what they're gonna do.
Specifically, this thing has Rayonde up, holding him, laughing maniacally as it's just sort of like got its claws like dug through him.
I'm gonna cast it at 4th level. Why not?
Okay.
And that's gonna be that's a pretty good roll. 25 hit points for you.
Everything sucks, Rayonde. Everything sucks. Like this thing's like claws are buried in. Yeah. And as you come forward and groan, you just see an awareness in its eyes. It's like it looks happy at this. And it's in the voice that is coming out of the building is like, it's fine. If you all want to die, that can be accommodated. And Aiden, You what is your AC without your dex modifier?
Oh, we don't want to think about that, do we? 12.
Aiden, you just feel a sharp pain in your foot that just jars you. And you see a glowing purple knife in your foot that just disappears. But you are awake again. Hey, no sleeping on the job, all right?
Oh, all right. Thank you. Ow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the one that gets you, the one you never see, ain't it?
That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
Do you see what next
Well, you're gonna have another shot at it. But I don't know if they know you're awake yet, so maybe fake it, maybe move it. I don't know what to tell you. But hey, if you want to just get out of here, we could do it. We could set up a whole new crew, the whole nine. I mean, look, your friends, they look pretty screwed right now, don't you think? That red bloke already went down. One of them elves is a statue already out there, which, Aiden, you did not know. They are now petrified. And I would like to think looking in your direction when the petrification took them. Yeah, we ain't gotta like lose our necks out here, you know. We could just get out of here.
Look, you're not gonna want to miss out on a village this good. Villages like this don't come by every day, right? So it's worth getting a little bit of revenge. Yeah, there was a something bitch up in the window. We sneak in, pop him. We'll be good. We'll be good for the town. Yeah.
Well, I think Calliope's heading that way, but if you want to take a chunk out of whoever locked us up, I'm with you, mate.
All right, let's go.
Xander, we are back around to your turn. However, you know how fast Rayonde is. That thing had its claws in one of the twins, and when he got close to it, it was immediately on him. And even though it has Rayonde holding him up in the air again, you deeply suspect if you close in, it is going to swing at you as fast as it swung at him.
I do suspect this.
You're a swordsman. You have an eye for these things.
I'm still stuck in the goo.
Oh yeah, no, the goo's still on the ground. But you'll if you choose to get within range to melee this time, you can. Just it is going to swing at you.
Decisions. And that guy is still in the little balcony thing.
You have not laid eyes on what it is. You know, Aiden shot something and a voice is coming out of there, but you have yet to lay eyes on what it is.
Cool. I suspect that this thing is going to kill us all. So with that thought in mind, I'm going to try to reach out to the guy in or mysterious thing in the window up above and just try to reason with it. What do you want? What are you controlling this creature?
The pretty ones are always so dumb. I told you, you can serve the master as we do.
Okay, we should serve the master. If you let my friends go, we would be more apt to do that for you.
Give me a deception check.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, I know. You're like hashtag act natural.
I mean, I was joking before, but I am kind of proud. Like, he's sneaking, he's lying. I'm having a good influence.
But he's doing both poorly. Yep.
Is 16 good enough?
All right. Well, hey, you there, Bone Claw. Maybe don't tear that pretty lizard apart just yet. They might have seen the light. In Rayonde, while it's got you, you very much felt like it's like, and then I won't say eyes, but there is an awareness in the pits of its skull that do sort of like look up towards the balcony, and although it doesn't release you, it also does not inflict any more damage on you. And for a split second, everything is just kind of cool. And you hear, see, I told you it wasn't necessary to engage in violence. This could all be worked out diplomatically. And then the gray render smashes through the window where the voice was coming from. And you and you see just like flashes of light coming from inside. And you see the bone claw looks right back at you, Rayonde, and just says, death it is. And you see it vanishes, and it takes Rayonde with him. And you all hear a terrible commotion. The gray render is fighting something awful on the top floor up there. And you just see this creature says death it is, and Rayonde is just, it and Rayonde are both gone.
Do I see what it's fighting on the roof since I'm flying?
You can give me a perception check.
I don't think I have anything to that. So that's a 5. So nope.
It's, you look and there's just motion. It's very dark in there. There you see its body in the occasional like flash. And it's and you even hear like it's like a beam comes out like buzz, like so like a laser. It's like slices through half of the house. But you do hear quite an altercation taking place up there. Helene, it is your turn. Looking is free.
Okay. Do I? How many people do I still see like on the ground? Like, did the older people leave too at the same time that ran in, or are they still down there?
They're still just standing there watching all of this. By now, at this level of insanity, most of the people really have run into their houses. Some of the people that the gray render bashed into their house in the first place, they've sort of spilled out and are just kind of standing at the south end of town watching. But right now, the only hostile you're 100% sure about is whatever the render is fighting inside of there.
All right, then I'm gonna head in there, but I very suspiciously eye the old people. Like, do they look even remotely phased by any of this?
Oh, they're very much like, oh, you know, I mean, like appropriate affect for what's happening. But
They don't want to be there.
Yeah, but they are standing there watching it all happen.
If they looked a little too chill, they might have just met a lightning bolt. But yes,
yep.
Yeah, nope. Helene will head in there to figure out what's going on.
I will give you another perception check if you want to well, let me rephrase. If you do another perception check, it will be your action, or you could try and cast something. You would be casting blind. You just know it's fighting something hostile.
I don't want to risk hitting Peter. So I'm gonna do.
You are a good render mommy.
Oh yeah, that's a 2. So yeah, no, even worse than the last one.
It's you float into the window. You see it's like and it turns around and looks at you just with love in its eyes. You see, and it just like crashes back into it. And you hear all of you here like down on the first floor. Like whatever has happened, they've smashed through the floor and are down on the first floor of this building now. It is Rayonde's turn. Rayonde, you find yourself in a dark room. Give me an athletics check. Let me give you 2. Well, you know what? I will be. Let's do this in a sporting way. Give me first roll with advantage. Just roll 2 20s.
17 was the higher of the 2. Can I use acrobatics instead of athletics?
Yes, you can. But let me tell you what you're rolling with these 2. One of these will be to escape the grapple. One of these will be perception to see something important. But I will let you decide which is which.
Oh, okay. From the 2 results that I had. there?
Mhm.
Okay. And you said you would let me use acrobatics, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Okay. So, yeah, I think I am going to use that one to escape the grapple. My first roll was 11 plus 8 acrobatics. It's 19.
The room is dark. Dragonborn do not have infravision, I don't think, do they?
Dark vision?
Or dark vision? Yeah. I don't think you do. Do you?
I do not.
Yeah, it's dark. It's not supernaturally dark. It's just a closed up room. It's just dark. But you are able to sort of like twist your body and pull yourself off of its spiky fingers, which, you very much feel. It's close enough, like you're aware of it.
Yeah.
And sort of pull yourself off. And then what was the second roll?
Is that the perception one?
Yes.
Okay. Then that's an 11.
It seems somewhere off in the distance, you hear roaring and growling and explosions of the Grey Render fighting. You're not sure where you are, but you haven't been taken far. Like, you're close enough that you can still hear this, but everything is dark. And it looks at you and just says, pain. And if a skull could smile, it would. You just see sort of like a cracking, like, and it pulls up one of the long, elongated claws with your blood on it. Just goes, but it is your turn. I won't make you use up your whole turn just getting away and listening. But wherever you are, you're locked in here with this thing.
So I don't. When I heard that creature, the Grey Render, was it off in another direction that I could?
Yeah, you have an idea where it is. You're like, it's like yay, but it's hard to pinpoint. Quite frankly, with an 11, it's hard to pinpoint. But it's not like it didn't take you miles away. Like you're still somewhere close to where all this happened.
All right, I am going to use disengage
Mm-hmm.
with Step of the Wind.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to run towards where the Grey Render's voice was coming from. Away from this bony-fingered cretin.
Here. I'm going to give you a certain percentage chance to find your way out of here. I was going to give you a 30% chance, and I rolled 10. So, Rayonde, somewhat unintentionally, you kind of go just like barreling out of there, and you feel yourself run into something that gives a loud crack. And you realize you kind of hit the wood panel of something, and a shaft of daylight sort of comes through. But you don't completely split through it, but you're like, you can see where you are now and have an idea where you are relative to everyone else.
I can't just sort of slash at it with my sword and sort of push through.
Disengage is the action. I will say it very much because you see it goes and like swipes at you with its claws, but misses as you're bobbing and weaving and just trying to get out of there. But you have an idea. You're just in another house, basically further on the edge of town. Aiden.
Yes.
Give me perception check, Aiden.
Absolutely. That's 19.
You hear the crack of the wood and see like a nearby building sort of just goes like, and it's inky black inside.
That's where I want to be.
Okay.
I'm gonna head in a little bit sneakily and see. Is it magically inky black?
Just dark.
Okay. Well, I am an ASMR, so
Yeah.
I can see in the dark.
Yes, you are an ASMR. You can see in the dark. That is an ability that you possess.
That's what I can do. Yeah.
That's we can see in the dark. It's an ASMR. You can clearly see Rayonde inside looking panicked. Like, I mean, he like kind of involuntarily rubbing his head, like he just ran into a wall in a dark room, and you can see the bone claw sort of behind him. It's like,
So what you're saying is I can flank.
mm-hmm. Give
Copy
me athletics to see if you can sort of like squeeze through this crack that Rayonde made, because you're a skinny boy. He's a chunky
Hypothetically
boy,
speaking.
but you're a skinny boy.
How do you feel about acrobatics?
It's the acrobatics would work.
Love it.
There's more than one Peter Parkour in here. Yeah.
There we go. 18.
Mhm. I will say that is enough to slide through. In Rayonde, against the backdrop of the sunlight, you do see your friend like come in, and yes, and you can still attack because that would just be that would be your movement. So, and it is flanked.
I appreciate you very much.
Mm-hmm. However, ooh, Aiden, as you come sliding through there, you see this thing is like, and it's like a snake strike. Its claws come out, but they miss. They go a little high and like punch another hole through the wall with like 4 little beams of light come through. Now it misses you. It gets it gets a very gnarly attack of opportunity when anything comes within range.
Then I'm gonna come right up and under that one that went high.
All right, roll it.
All right. That was 24 to hit.
That is enough.
Good. I'm glad. Cool.
Roll all the damages. Yep.
All right. Respectable.
Mm-hmm. After Aiden, it is going to be the twins again.
19, 23, 27 damage.
All right. You feel a satisfying crack in some of its bony protrusions as your dagger slams into it.
So from there, I am going to personally extricate myself from the situation using fancy footwork to avoid an attack of opportunity, and use my bonus action to hide.
That was 27, you said, correct?
That is correct.
That is also good that you did that, because it gets very gnarly attacks of opportunity when things leave its range. It looks clearly pissed off, like it is the twins' turn, or at least the twin that is still operational.
Yeah, Karrin is going to pull themselves from the ground and run over to their twin and cast Greater Restoration on them to end the petrified effect.
Greater Restoration will, in fact, end petrification.
Cool. That's what they're doing for their action.
Yep. And their sibling snaps out of it. But I will say, at least with the awareness that you see Aiden and Rayonde inside this building fighting, while there is crashes and explosions coming out of this building over here.
Kerrin and Karrin just go to just say to themselves, why do we do this again? You know why we do this. Oh, shut up. And then just get ready for whatever is next.
Helene, while you are there looking through into this house, trying to figure out what's happening, and you hear this like crash and boom and explosion. And again, whatever was happening on the second floor has now fallen down to the first floor. You hear, oh, hey. Look at you, cutie. That sexy rogue didn't tell me that he knew any wizards. Hey.
I pretend like I don't hear it at all and keep looking to see what my render is fighting.
Hey. Let me help you. I wouldn't want you to get all scuffed up in here with all these like mean monsters.
Oh, I completely ignore it.
All right. You're gonna wish you had my help. And at that second, actually, give me perception. She's super good at stealth, but you never know. You might, you still might clock something. You never know.
12.
Yeah, you're not quite sure where it came from. However, everyone, all of you make dex saves,
Including Helene?
including Helene.
$21.
21,
17 for me.
17,
Dirty 20.
27.
dirty 20, 27, Rayonde.
Dirty 20 as well.
Everywhere where you all are, out of the nearest wall, tentacles come out and reach for you. It's like, but all of you,
Nope.
and you all avoid it. But it's
No hentai today, motherfuckers.
day's not over. All right, Xander. Hold on a second. Let me see one other thing. Let's see. You guys see the let's see. Render is just and you all hear as a black beam just rips out the front of the house. And it sort of like stumbles back slightly. Like, and when you can see it come out of the house, it is burned. It has these black spindly tendrils all over it. Part of it looks like it's sort of made out of stone, but it's like, and you hear, all right, enough. Call that thing off, and I'll let everyone go. Because the next beam goes right between its eyes.
And does Helene hear that too?
Oh yeah, everybody hears it. Yeah, even Aiden and Rayonde. Like, it's very loud. You all hear it. You can see it is, the render is beat up, but I mean it's resolute. Like, it doesn't care, you know. It's just like, just got the wind knocked out of it. It's like, no, give me a second. No, I'm good. I'm be all right. Yeah.
I would like to. Can I cast haste on multiple people?
Well, it is Xander's turn. It's just only if you're going to say something, you can just talk as a free action. Otherwise, it's his turn. It basically used its attack to just like hit the gray render pretty hard. So, so it's like, oh wait, quit playing. Hold on.
Helene just says, looks like he's doing all right to me.
Xander, you know what? Hold on. Let me see something else here. Give me another saving throw, Xander. Dex.
Okay. That's a 6.
You are still slowed, my friend.
It's fantastic. Is this goo? Can I like perchance take my torch, light it, and try to put it on fire? Is it flammable? Maybe.
It looks like snot. Like if you thought you could burn snot. Like it's just a thick green like mucus.
So then
it doesn't really scream flammable. No.
Like you could burn snot. It's disgusting.
You know.
Should I press it? No, later.
I also have several additional questions, but you know that's fine. We'll save that for the after show, right? Yeah. Okay.
All right. Cool. Is there any way I'm like close to that building right next to me, aren't I?
Are you going to try and maneuver to see what it is? Because you guys technically have still not seen whatever is inside that building.
Yeah, I would like to try to like climb the building, I guess, very slowly.
Yeah. Give me athletics.
All right, I can do that.
Take the high ground.
I have the high ground now. A 19.
It's over.
19. Does that get me up the rock?
Yeah. You get up. You can give me a perception check.
I can do that too. No, I guess I can do that. I got a natural 1.
No, you just get up and you're like, "Yay!" looking the exact wrong direction. You're like the view of the woods is gorgeous from up here. If you just squint, you can just see the top of Waterdeep. It's like
I forget why I'm doing this.
They, when this is like all over, if you like live and stuff, your friends are gonna love this view.
Look, he has many other redeeming qualities, okay?
Aiden.
Yeah.
When you are hidden is disadvantage, right?
Correct.
You see this thing turns around and just smashes. You hear like furniture and things shattering. And then it does it again, and the second time it gets you for 20 points of damage.
Uncanny dodge.
You can avoid even an attack, right? Once?
Yeah, once per round.
Yeah, I'm asking, not telling. Yeah. Aiden, it smashes through the furniture and then turns, and you see it coming right at you, and you just basically kind of like turn your shoulders to move between its claws as they
So I'll still take 10 out of that, which was not pleasant, and I'm feeling unpleasant, but aren't we all? It's the second
Rayonde, it is your turn, and you see this thing trying to chase down your friend here.
So it's not focused on me, right?
Not currently. Nope.
Okay, so I don't think I get counterattacked by engaging it this time.
You feel like you're probably close enough.
Okay.
You've now observed it do this a few times. It seems it's like when things get close and when things try and leave, it like springs like a mousetrap.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to try to attack it. Oh, okay. That is does a 28 hit. Um,
28 is enough. Yep.
All right. So I want to try to do a stunning strike on it with this as well. Actually, let me do the damage for it first. But
okay. Helene, you will be next. So you're on deck.
Okay, so that is. Oh, sorry. Actually, I have to roll a D10
I will
for that.
tell you, as you're making your choices, currently the Gray Render is out of the range of any AoE spells that you might want to use, but is definitely about to move back in range. Like it very much is like, no, I'm fine. I got it. I got it.
So I did 17 points of damage with the sword attack, and now I want to spend a key point to try to do a stunning strike on that one before I.
All right.
So that is, it's a con saving throw. It needs to make a DC 15 con saving throw.
Stunning strike stuns and doesn't paralyze, correct?
It stuns it, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Until the end of my next turn.
It rolled a big old 2. So as you stun it, you see like its eyes just like look at you as its jaws like slightly agape, and you just see hatred. Rayonde.
Okay. Well, I get my next attack if it's stunned.
Oh yeah. No, the stunning strike does work.
So I have advantage on that attack because it's stunned, right?
Okay.
All right. So that is a 29.
That is enough.
And I'm also going to spend a key point to Death Strike on that to add an additional D8 damage. So let's see. So D10 plus D8.
Yep. You get advantage, and it automatically fails strength and dex saves.
Okay, so it's 17 plus 7, 24 points of damage.
What kind of damage is the 7?
It counts as magical, and it's slashing.
Okay, but it's not necrotic is really what I'm getting at.
No, not necrotic.
Okay, cool. All right. Excellent. You guys, this thing is like clearly beaten. Like, I mean, his ribs are broken. Like his jaw sort of off kilter. Like, I mean, it has been stabbed repeatedly.
Can
Like
I
it is.
actually? I still have a bonus action. Can I?
Mhm.
Can I flurry of blows with that for 2 more unarmed strikes?
If you can flurry on a bonus action, you sure can. Stunning
Uh,
strike is not a bonus action, right? It's just a thing you
no,
do,
no,
like
it's
a
just
smite,
something you
right?
add to an attack. Yeah.
Yep. Then absolutely.
Okay. So here's the first kick with advantage, of course, because it's still stunned. That's 29 on that one.
Appreciate you got to work the leg, work the
Yeah,
legs around.
I'll do the other kick right now. Just do all damage together. Second one is 27.
Those are both hits.
Okay, so these are unarmed, so they're D8s for me at this
Okay.
level. Okay, so it's 4 plus.
It's done till the end of your next turn or the end of its next turn.
Till the end of my next turn.
Okay.
It's locked down at this point.
Got it.
Okay, so that is 4 plus. That is another 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
You feel satisfying cracks as like bones are giving way. Like every time you like lay into it, like it's still standing, but I mean, it is definitely adding up as you're laying into this thing. Helene,
Turned its back on me then.
That's like rapid punch to the kidneys, Rayonde. You know. Yep. Helene.
Okay, so from the house, were there like people in there, or was it just like something that I heard it wrestling with? Like,
You don't know. You haven't seen.
and what is the enemy? Because I know they were disappearing and reappearing. What does Helene see currently at this moment? This is why I play with minis, y'all.
Give me another perception check.
I
So
just
far,
kinda
the
wanna
dice
know
have
I'm
said
looking
you
at.
haven't seen anything.
15.
Is you look down, and again, the gray render is still sort of like struggling to get back to its feet to head back in there, and you hear this voice coming out. You hear the voice you heard a second ago. It's like, I'm telling you, I can help.
Again, I ignore it. But does that then count as my action, that perception
No,
check?
nope, it doesn't. As you are looking into the house, it is dark, and something very large, as you sort of like look through the hole, is moving through the house, and it's heading towards the back of the house, like it's trying to leave.
I'm just gonna burn the house to the ground. I'm gonna
Okay.
cast Fireball.
All right. What level fireball are you going to cast?
Oh, we're going for 6.
All right. Roll it. Wait, what does it need to save?
Dex 16.
Okay. It only gets a 13.
Excellent.
And that's gonna be a bunch of dice. So roll that, and then let me know. And up next is Aiden.
Yeah. So I would like to employ knives.
It is still stunned as you see your friend is just like heavy bagging him. It just like vibrates and like cracks with each blow.
Oh, that's there is one good feeling in this world, B. Dave, and one alone worth recognition of any order.
What
rogue's
is
crit.
good in life?
I'm gonna be here for a while.
Okay.
That was 42 for Helene.
42. You and you see the whole place illuminates, and the house does go up in flames, and the gray render sort of like pulls back a little bit, like instinctively, and you see like his eyes looking at you, trying to figure out how to like protect you while you're flying, and then it remembers it's flying, and it sort of like scrambles clumsily in the air towards you, and you can see this thing's beat pretty badly.
The flying is a concentration, so would I have lost that when I cast Fireball?
You would only lose it if you take enough damage or if you cast another concentration spell, which Fireball is not.
Cool beans.
You see in the midst of the flames down there this horrific, nightmarish thing, Helene. It is like a large purple pulsating orb with one giant unblinking eye and a huge mouth that just turns downwards like an ugly fish. And it's got multiple eye stalks that are sort of like snaked around as it's on fire. And it turns and it looks at you, and you see all of you see like almost just like it just static go through the air. And Helene, you immediately plummet to the ground. Your fly spell breaks, and the fly spell on the render breaks, and it boom, boom, and you only take 2 points of damage. It's only about a 20-foot fall. And you see next to you that same the woman that you saw earlier with Aiden. Actually, yes, you saw her. Hits the ground also, kind of boom, heavily, and appears. And is like, oh, that's unexpected. And as you look at her, Helene, she sort of like shimmers in and out, like she's out of phase. Like you, this is just uncomfortable, like your magic quit working. But she like, it's like hurting her. She's as she's trying to like get back up again. And you hear it like, the wizards aren't so tough without your tricks. I'll peel the skin from your bones and make a nice shopping bag for the master. And you can see the render is scrambling to get to its feet as well. Yes, Aiden.
I have that number for you.
What is that number?
64.
How many?
64.
Hand to God, it had 63. So you tell me what Aiden does to this thing as Rayonde is wailing on it, and it's with just looking at you with hate in its eyes.
Short sword right into the ribs, and because I must have hit something vital, it falls, which conveniently draws the slash all the way up.
Pain. And falls to the ground.
I'll say.
Nicely done.
All right there, buddy?
Bit better, bit better.
The two of you hear the boom, and it is the twins' turn. Let's see. I'm going to give you guys just a certain percentage chance to have been out of range of that. You were. So it's close. It's kind of like you can feel it, like it's almost like static.
Mhm.
But you can see Helene and what's my name of my big boy? Gray Render, Peter Parkour. And again, this woman he seems to be far more affected than anything. For Helene, it's more confusing for Helene, but it's appears to be killing her. But yes, it is the twins' turn.
Yeah. I thought I knew what I wanted to do, and now I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and gosh, okay.
While
So,
you're
yeah,
pondering,
I'm just gonna guiding bolt them. The
guiding bolt. All right, roll it.
right up the butt. Let's
Okay.
see how this goes. You've all been terrible to me today, but oh, that's good. That's a 17 plus 8, which is gonna be a 20. I don't know. I can't add.
You guiding bolt, pew, it flies and enters that crackly field and dissipates.
So that's gonna be oh shit. That's 30? 30 damage.
That hit its anti-magic field and dissipates.
I think both of the twins just sort of growl in frustration.
Oh, you mad? I'll make it up to you, I promise. Aiden, you hear, right, so I was coming down here to assist, right? But it seems like you lot got this in order, so if you don't mind, I'm maybe gonna get out there and try and help me mate, right?
Yeah, she doesn't look too hot right there. What's going on? What is that?
Yeah, I'm not really one for the hero work, to tell you the truth, but the truth is, Calliope would have done it for me, so yeah, she if we live through this, I'll explain it all, right?
All right, move fast, hide well.
And you see he proceeds to hide very poorly. And all of you see this
I gave
elf
him an instruction.
sort of like comes out and looks around and like thinks he's quietly creeping yeah, into this anti-magic field, which again, Xander, these freaking amateurs, right? Like he's like everybody can see him. Like, what are you even doing? You know?
Yeah, he needs to start following me and seeing how I sneak, because I'm a master.
And you see, and Helene, you can see him. You're not incapacitated. You know, he comes in, like, puts his arms around Calliope and like starts trying to drag her away. And all of you see this. It's like she's moving all over the place, but her body's standing still while he's dragging her away. But again, the dice have dictated quite poorly, which brings us back around to the top. And it is your turn, Xander.
Aha! I'm at the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Literally.
Uh,
You're at the top and at the top.
yeah. So is the creepy guy that the one with the tentacles and stuff smacking things around? He's on top of this, or am I just climbing the building for no reason?
No. Well, was your goal to climb the building he was in?
Yes, that's what I was trying to
Then
figure
yes,
out.
there is a window punched out on the second floor, and like all of it is punched out on the first floor.
I would like to get as close as possible to him.
Okay.
That's
I would say, yeah, well, especially now that the ground's not slow, because there's no mucus inside the house. Like, you're slow, but you could get to him to hit him at least once if that was your goal.
that's all I want, really.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yep. You can climb in and hit him.
Yes, I'm gonna climb in and punch him with my sword.
All right.
So,
You could get in and do that. Yep.
Perfect. And I can do all 3 attacks or no?
Yeah, you could get 1 attack action in. Yeah, so yes.
All right, cool. Then we'll do that.
Because do you attack 3 times? Well, remember, you can attack or bonus action, so I think that's 2 attacks for you.
I do 3 attacks. Yes.
Okay. If your attack action is 3, then yes, that is how many you do. Yep.
Sick. Then let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
You got 18 for the first hit, 16 for the second, and a 26 for the third.
That is 2 hits.
Oh, sorry. Get out of here. Get out of here. Trying to do this new thing called actually hitting people with the sword. So the first one is 12 and the second one is 14.
All right, 12 and 14. Perfect.
Yeah. Fantastic, great sword. Oh, that's really loud.
All right, oops, hold on. All right, 12 and 14. Every time you hit it, there's like a sickening, like, squish noise that comes out of it, and this terrible smell. And you see it just says no. Xander.
I'm not gonna like this, huh?
Almost certainly not. You actually, I take that back. Give me another deck save.
It's a pretty awesome one. I get a lot of ones.
You do. Luckily, you only do it when it's like really important. Okay.
Of course.
Actually, I will give you another deck save now. There you go. You can get 2. It's my gift to you.
Thank you so much. That was an 18.
You do not you do shake off the slow, so you're like, ah, ha ha, and then immediate point blank disintegration. For how many hit points do you have left?
I have a lot.
Yeah, you haven't really taken any hits. 45 points of damage. It just like punches a hole clean through you. You see all the way through your shoulder. And it turns and looks at you, Helene, and it says, no, wizards aren't so much without your magic. And fires a death beam at you. But you see Peter pushes you out of the way and takes it. And black electricity goes all over him. Collapses down to the ground in front of you.
Even though he got hit, can I still use, I think I have a reaction to throw up a shield?
If you do, that would be personal. And even so, that would be against a melee attack, not against against what it has done. And Aiden, give me a wisdom save.
I'm sorry, did you say dex save?
Yes, but pronounce wisdom.
Oh, okay. That pronunciation always trips me up a little bit.
Feeling lucky? Maybe you're feeling lucky.
Whew, last luck of the day. Let's go.
Not so lucky.
7. That's a 7.
You just hear, hey, buddy, maybe you've been looking at this all wrong. You helped me get out of this alive, and I'll make it worth your while. And you, sir, are charmed.
Well, when you put it that way.
Helene, it is, however, your turn, and you are currently in an anti-magic field, so you can see it. You would need to try and get out of it, but it's literally a cone. You can see it emanating out of its eye, coming out. You could try and get around it and then do something, but until the end, you see this rogue trying to carry this woman out, and Peter laying on the ground.
He's completely laying on the ground?
Oh, yeah, he is dead. Peter is down.
Damn. Yeah, I'm going to try and roll out of it.
You can give me athletics.
None of us are having good dice days. What is my modifier for that?
-1 is actually your athletics modifier.
Yeah, so that's a 2.
Yeah. You Jordy action roll and are still very much in it. You would still need to keep moving to get out of it, but you could attack with actually, I don't even know if you have a mundane weapon currently.
I don't think I do.
No, you're used to use spells and harsh language. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to get out of this anti-magic field before you would be able to cast another spell at it. But I will say, if you spend this turn moving, next turn you will be out of it, though.
All right.
And it looks at you scrambling, realizing you can't do anything. And run, little maid, run. Rayonde, it is your turn. And you can see Xander in there fighting with this thing, basically across the way from you all. And you can see the anti-magic cone that Helene is struggling to get out of. And the one rogue trying to carry the other one essentially like out of it.
How far away is this?
Across the way. We'll call it 120 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull my bow out and try to drop some shots on it.
Notch him. All right. Roll it.
Yeah. Let's see. And I'm going to use a bonus action for Kensei shot to have him do extra damage.
Okay.
So, first attack.
I'll let you declare that if it hits. It's probably going to hit, but you know, just order of operations. You won't lose your bonus action if none of these hit. You never know.
All right. Gotcha.
The dice are
17.
fickle.
17. on the first one.
17 is not enough.
All right, let's try the next one then. That's better. That is a 24.
That is enough, and you can Kinsey shot that one if you like.
I will. Okay, so that is
After this, it will be Aiden, since the beast is not taking actions anymore.
that is 10. 14 points of damage.
14. All right. Was that it for Rayonde?
Is there somewhere else I can move that would be more advantageous for me? Like I'm across the street from it, basically, in another building.
Yep. Yeah, but you're technically you're inside of the anti-magic field too, but that doesn't really affect you.
Yeah.
Actually, you are not inside the anti-magic field. You'd be one building over.
I'm gonna try to pop down behind some sort of cover or something too.
Okay. Yeah, you would easily be able to take cover because you were essentially in the basement of an opposite. It had taken you into the basement of a nearby building.
Okay.
Aiden,
Yeah.
what would you like to do to help it escape?
Can I move up to where Xander is grappling with it?
Yeah, you can move up to it.
All right. Well, then clearly I need to interpose myself between the two.
You see, as you come that way, it turns its head away from you, and it moves the anti-magic field off of you as well, Helene. It just like literally turns as Aiden approaches. And you're gonna try and get in the way so that Xander can't hit it again, or are you gonna try and grapple him too?
Yeah, I've attempted grappling. I know that's not too effective, but I think if I can make myself the target,
Are you gonna say anything?
brandish my sword and say, "Hey, buddy, let's make some space and let the nice gentleman go."
All right, and that comes to the twins.
Do we see that? Do we see Aiden doing that?
You see all of this. You see it turn its head and the field and comes off
All
of
right.
Helene also.
Cool. How close are we to Aiden?
You probably within one movement.
Sure. We are going to come up up on Aiden. We're going to cast Greater Restoration on his ass too, and get rid of that charmed effect. Make it go away.
All right. Yeah. Aiden, you're like, hey, cool. Can't we all get along? Oh no, we can't get along. Actually,
We, in fact,
Yeah.
I've considered it.
upon reflection, not doing that. Okay,
Further
it is
contemplation has revealed. Yes.
back around to you, Xander.
All right. What am I looking at here? with
You're
my-
right there with like Aiden tried to get in front of it, and then one of the twins was like, maybe don't. And Aiden was like, oh yeah, that's a terrible idea. And it is right there in front of you.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
And what does it look like again? What is the
Beat up.
whole-
It's a beholder.
Okay. Is there anything like on it, or is it just hanging out?
It's head and eye stalks.
All right, eye stalks. Can I try to actually? I guess I'm just gonna try to stab it right in its. I'm just gonna cut off those eye stalks. Can I try
Roll
that? Can I
Yep,
do that?
Attack.
I don't know how else to kill this thing.
And you're gonna be up next, Helene. So if you are going to attack, start rolling them dice.
Okay. So get 3 of these. Sorry. So the first is 13, the second's 27, and the third is natural 20, 29.
Hey, that is 2 hits and 1's a crit. And you roll them dice.
Hit.
While you're rolling those dice, Helene, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try and hit it with lightning bolt. It's a
Hey,
17 save.
hey, okay. So roll it, Xander, and tell me.
I have 14 and 10.
10, even though with the crit it was 10.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. All right.
On that.
All right.
No, it'd be my bad. It'd be 20.
All right. You get several satisfying blows in on it, and it is leaking and oozing all sorts of vile liquids out of it. And it's like, let me tell you something. You filthy bipeds will never defeat the likes of me. Bow down before your true master. And what'd you get there, Helene?
I have to roll a couple more dice. Sorry. 48.
It had 37. Bow before your true master. And falls to the ground in a steaming, burning sack of filth. And that is where we will stop for today. Victorious.
Helene runs for Peter Parkour to make sure he's okay.
He is not. But we'll come back to that next week. Bye, y'all.